One of the earliest memories I have of Lee was when I came out to visit my dad and her, and they took us skiing. Lee was an excellent skier, very graceful. They took us up to Solitude. My dad had these boots that weren't fitting very well, and so I think every time he was making a turn, he was slamming his toes. Contrasted with Lee, she was dressed how she always was, kind of the ski bunny with the little ankle or shin boots, and anyways, we had a really good time. It was one of the first times I really got to know Lee. Up to that point, I had only known about her from what I heard through my aunt, and I don't know. I guess what I remember most about her is just how upbeat and outgoing and optimistic she was. She reminded me of a teenager most of the time, and she was just always really encouraging. And I had never been skiing before, so she was showing me, and I think Jenny and John went that day too. But we had a really good time up at Solitude. And I remember towards the end of the day, it started snowing, and my dad, myself, and Lee had stopped on the bowl up there at Solitude, and we're sitting there in the snow, and I was having a good time, and I think Lee was really enjoying herself. My dad's feet were killing him, and he was making his case for leaving for the day, saying, how at the end of the day is when most injuries happen, and so we should get going. And Lee was kind of siding with me, saying, "No, this is great. We should stay as long as we can. When are we going to be able to do this again?" And so I, in a shameless plug to stay longer, said, "Dad, you should really listen to your wife." It was the first time I guess, acknowledged that they were married. I had a tough time with that after losing my mom to cancer. And so they, to this day, would say, "Dean, listen to your wife," just as kind of a joke. But we had a really good time, and my dad unfortunately relented, and we stayed, and I think he lost both of his big toenails. They were black and blue for weeks. But Lee was just really enjoying herself and really fun to be around. So that's one of the things I remember most about her.